Welcome to Tug Social Media Tips and Tricks. In this video, we're going to be looking at the basic if function. It's a function that if you use Excel, you should learn and master because it works with many other functions and it makes you a better spreadsheet designer by being able to use this function. So we're going to look at the basics. The if function basically asks a question. If something equals something, what do you want to do? Yes, no, yeah, true, false. So in the first example, I am going to type into the cell C7 equals if, and if I hit the tab key, it will put the parentheses in. And it's just going to do a simple if C5 equals 1, that's my logical test. What do I want to do if it's true? I'm just going to say put the word yes, and I am using quotation marks around that because it's text. And I put another comma and the value if false. In this case, we're going to say no. Again, with the quotation marks, and I'll close my parentheses. And right now, it's saying no because there's nothing in C5. So if I put 1, it says yes. I put 0, it says no. If I put any other number in there, it will say no because it's just asking if it's 1, I'm going to put yes. If it's anything else, I'm going to put no. And again, this is returning a text value. You can use the same you can use the same type of setup to get a logical response back that you may need to use in another formula in your spreadsheet when you get more complicated. So in this case, I'm going to use well, I want to show you one thing. If I click on C7 and I do the insert function widget, it comes up with the pre-filled information because it knows there's a function there. If you notice, it says C5 equals 1, yes and no, and it's showing me the answers, telling me I'm basically set it up right. And it does have the quotation marks. And if I change this, if I just type in yes here, I hit tab, it will pre-fill the quotation marks in this box. If I go to C8 and do the insert function with it, I'm going to do the F. It's in my pre-selected list here. And my logical test again would be C5 equals 1. In this case, I want to return the word true. And I'm going to tab down. You notice when I tab, true did not have the quotation marks put around it. And if I do the word false, and I move back to another, it doesn't. Because true and false are responses in Excel that are using the logic statements. So it's an actual, like a number or a response. It's not a text. And this is sometimes what you use to trigger another formula. So again, I'll click OK. And if I do 1, it will be true. If I do 0 or something else, it's no and false. The next thing we want to look at is you can make it more powerful by what they call a nested if statement. In this example, I want to say if C5 is 1, yes. If C5 is 0, no. And if I put any other response in there, it will say error, because sometimes you want to have something put into a cell or result that's specific, and if it's something outside that, you want to note that. So in this case, I'm going to do equals if tab C5 equals 1, I do want my yes. That's my response if true. Now, if this first argument is not true, I want to ask another question. So I want to say if parentheses C5 equal to 0, no. So again, even though this is the no part of the first question, this is the inside this little second if is the yes part. If it is 0, it's true, and I want the word no to come back. And if that is not true, I want the word error. And I have two close and I hit enter. And this is where you see some of the power come out. So if I hit 1, I get yes in cell C9. If I hit 0, I get no. But if I hit 3, notice that these two didn't change, but this one said error. That's a great way to use it to start weeding data out of a set. The last thing I want to show you is you can use the if function with other functions to generate a response. This example, we're going to look at project numbers we need to maybe put into Sage using ODBC, and the setup is, in our company, is 1 digit dash 4 digits. But some people, they don't do that. They just say, well, I know this job 981, not 1 dash 981. And if they use a spreadsheet and it's going to Sage, it has an error because it's Sage says, I don't know what 981 is. In this case, we're going to use the nested if with a second function, the length function, which returns the length of a cell, the characters in the cell. So in this case, it's equals if, and then I am going to say len length, and it gives you a little explanation down here. And I'm going to parentheses, C16 is the cell we're looking at, equals 6. So what I'm saying initially is if length of C16 equals 6, I want to do something. And in this case, I just want C16. I want to return the exact value. But if it's not true, I'm going to ask the second question, if len length, again, of C16 equals 4, I want it to add, I'm using the quotation marks, 1 dash quotation marks, and I'm going to combine it with C16. So add 1 dash to whatever's in C16. And then my last argument, if this is not true, I wanted to add 1 dash 0 quotation marks and C16. I close it with 2. If I typed it right, it should come up. And right now it's just showing 1 dash because there's nothing there. So if I put 981, you notice it puts it in the correct Sage format. And Sage project number is an alphanumeric, and that's why I can able to use that as a kind of a text field. If I put 4604, it adds the 1, and if I put in 1-0981, it puts it in as it is. Again, to show you that by using show formulas, you can see you really can't see the whole formula there, but put that back, double click it. So you can see the whole formula there. Again, if you're using Excel, learn the if statement, work with it, start building complex ones. It's a great tool in your Excel toolbox. Please follow Tug on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, and check out tugweb.org for the latest from the Tug organization. Thank you.